Now, Giant Rock covers about 6,000 square feet of ground and is 7 stories high. That's 98 feet. So we're talking about a giant rock. Just the drive out here, you get this overwhelming sense of seclusion and solitude. I mean, you don't see houses for miles. It's just beautiful, open, desert, panoramic landscape. I mean, gorgeous mountains, beautiful boulders, Joshua trees, desert flora. I mean, it doesn't really get any better than this. So I have 4-wheel drive, I'm in a Jeep, but even without it, so far I think a normal, regular sized car would be able to come up here, no problem. And this is such a beautiful drive, beautiful boulders, gorgeous desert landscape, panoramic views. Now, Giant Rock is the largest boulder in North America and purported to be the largest boulder in the world. This is quite a sight. I mean, this is a wonder of the desert. It's something really interesting to check out. It's free. Right now during the pandemic, it's hard to find things to do. This is outside, and it's just a really fantastic, great excursion. This is just a nice place probably to just go out and meditate, or bring an acoustic guitar and some friends and have lunch. Now, there's so much history circulating around Giant Rock, be it aliens, Van Tassel, the man who invented the Integratron, Frank Kritzer, and also the Native Americans. I mean, this spans back, I'm sure a couple hundred years. Back in the 1930s, there was a man named Frank Kritzer, and he moved up to Giant Rock, and inspired by the desert tortoises, he decided to dig himself a home using dynamite. Kritzer also built an airstrip on an ancient lake bed, which averaged 1 plane a day by 1941. Now, unfortunately, in 1942, Kritzer perished in a dynamite accident underneath Giant Rock. And in the 1950s, Giant Rock became a gathering point for UFO enthusiasts. Wow, okay, we're just pulling up on it. Okay, we're coming up on it, and you see a massive cluster of boulders, just beautiful boulder mountains here. I mean, these are really gorgeous. Not quite like the Joshua Tree National Park, much different, as far as color and texture, size. I mean, very gorgeous. I mean, this is a beautiful spot to take pictures, just come out for a hike, and we're approaching Giant Rock. And it is big. I could see why this was such a cool spot for UFO enthusiasts. I mean, just to come out here, you really get a good glimpse of the full sky. I mean, it goes on for forever, just unobstructed. This is beautiful. Wow, it's huge. Fantastic. I forgot how large this boulder really was. Wow. Now this is cool. Let's have a look. Now on location, here we are, Giant Rock in Landers, California. Gorgeous views that go on for miles and miles, mountains, boulder clusters. I mean, this is a cool, very unique spot to the high desert, and you should come see it for yourself. Now, as mentioned before, in 1942, Frank Kritzer perished in a dynamite accident underneath Giant Rock, which essentially probably ruined the apartment that he built. But in 1947, a man named George Van Tassel moved his entire family from Los Angeles out to Landers. He leased the land from the Bureau of Land Management and rebuilt the apartment underneath Giant Rock. Eventually, in the 1950s, George Van Tassel hosted large UFO conventions here in Giant Rock. Sometimes upwards of 10,000 people would be in attendance. Now, from what I understand, this is the original concrete slab for the restaurant that serviced the thousands of attendees for the extraterrestrial conventions. This rock is 7 stories high. That's 93 feet, and it covers almost 6,000 square feet of ground. I mean, looking at it, I can only imagine how cool that apartment was underneath Giant Rock. Now, as far as the temperature was concerned, the temperature in the apartment under Giant Rock never exceeded 80 degrees, and it never fell below 55 degrees. In conclusion, here at Giant Rock in Landers, California, it's such a beautiful place, a really cool, unique getaway for a short vacation. You can just get away from everything. Beautiful desert vistas, gorgeous panoramic mountains. One of the things I've noticed upon my visit here in Giant Rock is there's an immense amount of graffiti. And we all have to really strive to protect our desert landscape and keep it clean so others can enjoy it.